Well, good morning, everybody. From Amsterdam, around the world, everybody watching. First of all, thank you so much to the Things Conference for bringing us in. It's been a remarkable couple of days so far. I'm really looking forward to today as well. We're going to talk about Z-Wave and the quiet revolution that's actually going on in wireless that nobody is paying attention to and everybody needs to pay attention to. So, I saw no hands go up on Z-Wave, which is shocking, but not surprising. Z-Wave has been around now for 20 years, more than 20 years. We have literally hundreds of millions of devices deployed around the world. We have hundreds of members as part of the Z-Wave Alliance, and we have 20 plus years of proven interoperability. That means that every Z-Wave device that has ever been created and certified is interoperable with every other Z-Wave device that's been created and certified. And that's something that no other wireless technology out there can say, and we have consistency in our security, in our encryption, in our compatibility, and in our backwards compatibility, which is very, very special. But the revolution is going beyond the smart home. The revolution is going beyond what we've been really good at for the past 20 years and what we've proven can be replicatable time and time again. And that is the secure connection of devices and the command and control of devices within an environment, and now we're looking to go outside of that environment. And by going outside of that environment, we've created something called Z-Wave Long Range. Z-Wave Long Range takes advantage of a lot of the technologies that are already out there, but refines them in such a way to create a really cool new set of protocols that allow for the transmission of information over wide distances. Almost 2.5 kilometers worth of distance, but at full bandwidth. So that differs us from some of the other technologies out there. As we get longer in range, we do not lose bandwidth as we transmit. So our full 100 megabit per second stream can be seen, heard, communicated with, received, transmitted, all at over 2 kilometers. Not only that, but we do it with a battery. We can actually do it with an energy harvesting technology. So we are not limited at all to only devices that are simply plugged in. We have incredibly unmatched range, expanded capacity, because now you can go from the 232 nodes that we used to have within an environment to more than 4,000 nodes outside of that environment. We also have the ability to brick them all together. So let's say you have a campus, you have a building with 232 nodes in it, and you have another building with another 232 nodes. In the old days, you had to go cloud to cloud with that infrastructure. Now you can go direct. We can keep your data private, we can keep your data on site, and we have effortless compatibility because, again, we certify every single device. And because every device is certified, we know that there's interoperability between them. We can also guarantee things like encryption and security, and we can guarantee the fact that they're going to work within the range and the testing of the open standard. Open standard, by the way. Let's talk for a moment about open standard. The Z-Wave system is now a completely open standard. Our friends at Labs purchased the Z-Wave protocol a number of years ago and have set it free. And we're very appreciative to Labs for doing that, but in doing so, what they've created is a completely open SDO, a standards development organization at the Z-Wave Alliance that allows us to create an open standard. Everybody who is a member of the Z-Wave Alliance has the ability to contribute to that standard. And everybody who contributes, that all gets shared amongst all the players. So now you're not developing in a vacuum. You're not developing one device for one application. You're actually developing things that can be shared amongst all the users within the Z-Wave Alliance itself. So we're going from smart homes to smart infrastructure. We're building on the idea of we are in millions and millions and millions of homes around the world, and now we are going to be available to millions and millions of infrastructure, industry, agriculture, oil and gas. There are already new applications coming about with Z-Wave Long Range that were never thought of before. And that's because it's secure, it's scalable, and it's sub-GHz efficient. All right, so we operate in the very quiet in America in the 900 band, here in Europe in the 868 band. It's a nice quiet place to be able to transmit at wide range, at broad power, and have very long range. We also don't get a lot of interference from a lot of other devices, and instead of it being just built into one walled garden, we now have the ability to spread our wings and fly. So that large mile range is translated also into really great battery life. 10 years for standard sensors. A 10-year battery life of a wireless sensor is almost unheard of in an encrypted technology today, and we have it with Z-Wave. So, from concept to deployment, because we are an open standard, because we have so many members around the world contributing to our standard, there is a growing ecosystem. And some of that growth is being felt here in Europe, things like Home Assistant. Some of you may have seen there was a talk yesterday that the Nubu Casa and the Home Assistant, the Open Home Foundation, announced a brand new Z-Wave antenna. That antenna has revolutionized the way that we communicate with devices here in the European market and is now starting to revolutionize how we do it in other markets as well. We have a massive launch. Unlike other certified wireless protocols out there, we literally have thousands of products that have all been certified. And we have been certifying our products since the very first one. And what that means is that everything is interoperable with everything else, everything is compatible with everything else, and there is a sharing of information and a sharing of methodology within the members of the Z-Wave Alliance that allows for the development of those solutions in a certified environment. We also realize that we're not alone in the marketplace, right? We're here at the Things Conference, and we're very happy to be here. And there is a lot of interoperability, not only with Z-Wave, but with other standards that are out there as well. Our silicon providers, we now have multiple silicon providers. You may have heard years ago, we were a single silicon source. That is no longer the case. We have multiple silicon providers. Some of them are here at the show. And they are developing solutions that allow for the very robust command and control infrastructure of the Z-Wave protocol to be utilized on other platforms and to be interoperable with other platforms. Z-Wave, Zigbee, Matter, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LoRa, all now have abilities to bridge amongst themselves through our silicon providers. And they are actually developing multi-protocol modules that allow for the translation of Z-Wave commands, which is a very robust command structure, to these other applications that maybe don't have as a robust command structure for command and control of various devices. There we go. And so Z-Wave is going to stand up, and what we are calling the nice quiet revolution going on in wireless. This idea that you can transmit over very broad, wide range of distance and protocol. You can transmit a wide range of command and control. You also have the ability to build on the momentum of millions of installations around the world. It's a tried and true protocol. We now have a trusted standard that we are bringing to lots of different applications in lots of different industries. Agriculture, oil and gas, campus-wide environments. Because we are an encrypted technology, we assure absolute end-to-end protection of the system, of the signals from one point to another. So there's a new frontier, and we're calling it Z-Wave Long Range. The Z-Wave Alliance is open to all members of the industry to be able to join. Once you join, like other alliances, you have the ability to contribute to the standard. You have the ability to contribute information back and forth to the open protocol. We now have some new things that we're working on for this year. One is called S2V2. So that's an application that is going to increase our security. S2 was set as a gold standard within the industry a number of years ago. We are now building on that to our latest version, and that's going to actually increase the amount of security and encryption that we have. We're filling in some holes. We also have batteryless technologies that we have just announced. So there is now built into our protocol the ability to do a wake-on-event device. And a wake-on-event device is very special. Imagine you had a water sensor that was sitting in a basement someplace. That water sensor traditionally has a battery in it. Well, if you miss a couple of text applications, you may not, or text messages, you may not realize that the battery in that device has died. Water then comes along, and you wonder why that sensor never went off. In the new world, what we're actually developing is a water sensor that sits quietly and doesn't need any power whatsoever. Some water comes by, a spring is released, and it transmits on demand. So that sensor could literally sit in that basement for a decade and not communicate, and then all of a sudden be able to communicate and tell somebody that there is water in their basement. There's lots of other applications as well. Vibration is enough power to power a Z-Wave long-range device, whether it's circular motion, linear motion, vertical motion. Any of those are ways that we can collect enough power to be able to transmit Z-Wave long-range signals. And so that's something we're really excited about. And then finally, access control. There's a lot of talk out there about cybersecurity and access control, and we've now enhanced the Z-Wave protocol, actually our members enhanced the Z-Wave protocol to create a new level of encryption and a new level of access control with scheduling command classes that allow for access control systems to work smoother and better than they have in the past. So, please, if you have questions, I'm here to help. I'm very proud to be the CEO of the Z-Wave Alliance. Again, my name is Avi Rosenthal. There's a QR code here if you would like to get involved with the Z-Wave Alliance. I have a number of other talks that I'm doing this afternoon, but I thank you very much for your attention, and I thank very much to the Things Conference for joining us, for inviting us this year. Thank you.
Thank you.